Okay, now let's continue where we left off in part 1. The horns are done and put aside, and now on to the mask. Now first I'm putting together a base mask. I traced the pattern onto a poster board from the dollar store, and with just regular masking tape I'm closing the darts to make a wearable shape. Now I will have a free pattern for you, and I will talk and explain everything at the end of the video, because at this point I'm still refining the pattern. Now on to taping the mask together. With masking tape, make a nice beautiful shape. Alright, the mask is nicely put together, all the darts closed, and I put it on my head, make sure it fits. And now to add a little bit of strength to the mask, I'm adding a 18 gauge galvanized steel wire to it, because this is going to have to be strong, right? It's going to have to hold up our big horns. I'm just using tape to tape it all around and overlapping it a little bit on the bottom. Alright, now I make sure that I cover all the wire with the masking tape, and then to strengthen the mask I'm adding regular glue here and just paper. You can use any paper, newspaper. I'm using packaging paper here, and that's just also to strengthen. So I'm covering the wire and all the darts I made. I don't cover the whole mask. So again, I strengthen a little bit. The glue and paper will do. Yes, nicely done. Now while that dries, I am constructing a device that will hold my antlers tight to the mask. So I'm using some the leftover water pipe, right? And I'm rolling some poster board onto it, very tight. And I'm just using the glue to roll it up, and holding it together with the masking tape. And I'm hoping this will work. Okay, so I let them dry overnight. I made 2, of course, actually 3, because one was a little bit too loose. And now I am pasting it onto the mask well. I'm using the paper here and glue, and I want to make sure this is really tight on there. So I take my time, I glue it on nicely, also secure it on the side with putting stripes onto the mask too as well, so it does not rip off. And then I put it in the oven for 15 minutes, and then I let it sit for an hour. And let's see what it looks like. Yeah, this is looking great, nice and strong, dried up nicely. I am happy with that. Now, see this, the antler will go right in there, and of course I have too much volume here from the aluminum foil. Now it really shows how strong that really is. It took me a little bit to remove it. So in the first part, maybe do not cover maybe the first 3 inches, right? I think the paper is about 3 inches wide, about, what is that, 8 centimeters wide, and just I'm struggling a little bit here to take it off, but it's also doable. So I'm doing that, and then the hard part is to add the second antler in the same angle, right? So that in the end I just went for it, taped it, and the same thing with the paper and glue, put it in the oven for another 15 minutes, and that's it for this one. That was actually easier than I thought. I thought this is going to give me a hard time, but there we go, that worked. I'm very happy with that. Yes, look, Beautiful, very strong. Oh, I also have to mention when I put it in the oven, super low temperature, like only 170 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Not hot at all. And I'm also putting on an elastic at this point so I can put it on and see how everything works. I just made a hole with an awl, and see, I'm putting the antlers on. I'm all excited because it is holding them really well onto the mask. I'm really chuffed with that. Yay. Now, of course, I'm excited to move on and give the mask character. Now, I opened up the eyeballs on the first mask. Now, that is part of the pattern. And then you actually see through the small parts here. Now, you're going to have to judge yourself how much you want to open them because depending how big they are, of course, that is how you will see out of the mask. Now, first, before I can move on, I want to color this part black. And I'm just using it like the horns. I'm using the paper, just cover it with glue, and stick our tissue paper, our packaging paper. I think it's called tissue paper on it, you know, what you make fancy packaging with, where you wrap things in. Anyways, move on. Yep, stick it on nicely. There we go. Easy. Paint is done. All right, now I want to secure my antlers here. Now the idea is that they are removable, right? Now that would be cool if you go to some festival and you do not have a lot of space, you can remove them. But how? So I'm using my drill here. I'm going to try this only once, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to glue them on. So I'm drilling through and see if I can secure it with the pin here. I thought it might be a little bit difficult to go through. Yeah, oh, it worked easier than I thought. Excellent. That seems to work. I am going to do that on the other side. There. So I ended up securing it with just a regular wire. The other wire was just too stiff and hard, and I didn't want to get poked. So I'm using a wire here. That was okay. They are secured. I'm quite pleased with that. Now, let's beautify the mask. Look at it. I love that part. Now this is, see the pattern, the second pattern. I will explain a little bit more later, but you just have to cut it out. Simple enough, a little bit more than what I show here since I ran out of space. Now I added a layer of the white tissue paper. This didn't really do anything, so don't bother with it. Just you want to make sure you stick it together and secure it well. Now I cut it in the middle because I thought it would be easier to kind of fold over the mask, right? So, but then you have to stick it back together. Now I'm just securing it with masking tape. The bottom kind of lines up. You have to make sure you line up the eyeballs, right? So both masks should work together. Secure it well and maybe put it on to make sure it looks all right. So I'm adding glue only on the top here and on the chin part, and then I let it dry, otherwise it just moves too much. And see how I pushed the tape down flush to the mask here, looking good. Now we can work on the side part. Now I'm using the tape here to just give it a little bit of shape, right? So pull it and push it, see how you like it. You could even leave the mask like this if you don't worry about the side look. But I want to finish it all the way. So I'm using the tape here just to give it a little bit of a shape, desired shape. And then I'm going in with the paper. Yeah. Also at this point, I'm cutting off the excess parts here. Just cut them down, not necessary. Again, use your judgment. go ahead and cut. And then continue taping, glue and paper. Make it look cool. Okay friends, here we are. So see, I glued all around, so the mask is closed. And yeah, looking good. But I made one mistake. I closed in the wire here where I can release the horns. So for now they are stuck there. So yeah, I did not think that through thoroughly, but never mind. I'm gonna continue. Now the idea is this is supposed to be kind of whitish beige. Now my idea was to just use white tissue paper, right? We use black here, so I would use white. But see, I tried it. I already did one layer here and it hardly colored anything. So I probably have to paint this, but to just even out maybe the edges here so they are not going to show up in the paint, I'm going to put one layer of this on, maybe even two, just to see if it does give me some whitish background. And I like to do something with the teeth, but never mind. Okay, I did add the paper and it didn't really do anything, but I had an idea. Why not use the glue gun and add some designs, like those bone ridges? So I thought I'll give it a try. Now it wasn't easy, but yeah, go ahead, because it ended up looking pretty cool. So I added some ridges on the forehead and around the eyes, and also added some volume to the teeth. And then finally, this is really the only time that I needed to glue this thing down. So glue everywhere, all over the mask, and one tissue paper over it. Now I just want to even out the glue from the glue gun a little bit, right? So it doesn't look so stuck on. I was hoping it would give me a smooth finish. So tap everything on very nicely. And then we let it dry and end up just pulling the excess paper off. Actually, I realized I don't need to take everything off. It kind of, when I painted it, it blocked the color from reaching the black underneath, so I didn't have to be careful. So afterwards, I just released everything. Of course, it stuck a little bit. I used my scissor around the nose part there, released it, and I also cut a little bit off because I wanted to have that clear line. I wanted the black to shine through. So use your own judgment there. I just cut a little bit off on the mask to give it that extra special detail. And then I added the paint, so white in the background and of course a little bit of detail. I had some bronze I put on, dry brushing just around the ridges and the bone to just give it a shadowy shape, make it look better, right? The same on the horns. I think I ended up adding some gold. I had a hard time with the teeth. I couldn't quite get them right, so just, I don't know, I try with different colors. And I think it looks cool though. I love it. It looks menacing. And let's go see how it looks on camera. Put on. Oh friends, now there is the mask, all done. It is great. It fits on the head, no problem. The eyes could be maybe a little bit bigger, but I can see. Made some cool gloves to go with it. And yes, thank you so much for watching. Monica from Wicked Aviary. Talk to you soon. Oh, right now I'm going to explain the pattern. Yes. Now, okay, don't turn it off yet. Now, short, the mask, and the horns. There we go. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay, now quick explanation regarding the patterns on the website. Now it's on wickedaviary.com and under Wendigo. Now I already have a Wendigo project, so you will see which one this is. Now this one here, there's going to be one for the first part 1, right? That's the pattern for the antlers, and so if you need some guidelines to help you out, that's that. Easy enough, 3 pages. And then the second one is for the part 2. How come there's 1 page missing? Hold on. Okay, here we go. It was still in the scanner. So this is for the second one, right? The mask. So this part here, this is the top mask, so that's really easy enough. And now the base mask for the Wendigo, I put on 1 piece. So I hope that explains that this part here has to be traced separately, and then that gets put on here. And so this is the bottom, and this part here overlaps. So once you have it together, it's easy enough to see. Also, quick explanation, where is the mask? So I had to put a second elastic in like this. It holds it very good like that. So the one on top wasn't enough. If I put my head back, it kind of, the weight of the pad of the antlers pulled the mask back, right? So this is really not finished yet. I want to make a back piece and a special cape for it. So it's going to be another part here, but more or less it's done. It looks awesome. I'm really happy with it. So thank you very much for watching. This was a great project. Cool. See you soon.